Hi, I'm Amy. I'm here today with NASM. We're going to be taking you through a really quick and efficient ab routine. So we'll be doing 3 moves, 2 sets, and so you want to do each of these moves for about 30 seconds, okay? If you can go a little bit longer, that's great, but if not, that's okay too. And as always, we'll show you the beginner version and also a more advanced version. So the first move, you're going to be all on one side. So your knees will be bent, you'll be coming up off the floor, okay? And for the beginner version, you're going to keep your feet on the floor and you're going to twist to one side. And I always talk about, think about touching the floor and then pushing up to the ceiling. So you're down on the floor and then up to the ceiling. Okay, so that's the beginner version, all on one side. The advanced version, you're going to come into a C set. So your feet will come off the floor and you'll add a weight. Okay, so see how he's going all the way, that nice rotation all the way down to the floor and then up to the ceiling, okay? And yep, here we go, the weight. So that's usually what we have you do in class, or if you would take a class with us, we would encourage you to add a weight. Notice he's trying to wiggle his lower body as little as possible. Okay, so for our second move, you're going to lay flat on the floor. Your legs are straight, legs are flat, arms are up overhead, and so you're going to come off the floor, bringing the opposite knee to the opposite elbow. Now you can stay all on one side, or you can do alternating sides. If you really want to challenge those, stay 30 seconds per side. He's not using any weight with this at all, because you really want to think about pulling that core, that belly button nice and tight into the floor, okay? Really, if you really do that, you'll notice and see how his shoulders are coming off the ground as well. There really is no advanced version of this. The beginner version, sometimes I'd say, or you can add a weight to it if you wanted to. The beginner version would just be not coming up as far off the floor. So the advanced version would be adding a weight to it if you'd like. You can go ahead and grab the weight and add, perfect. Kind of punch up the weight to the elbow. There you go. All the way. So see, he's taking it all the way down to the foot. That's even better. Okay? Perfect. And so our third move will be picture hugging the knees to the chest. Okay, so he's going to come up again into a C set, and his arms are going to extend out, and as he brings his arms out, his legs are going to come straight. Okay, so the beginner version will be resetting each time, allowing the heels to touch the floor. That's the beginner version, okay? So the more advanced version would be keeping the heels off the floor as he's doing there, okay? So resetting each time. And again, think about pulling that core to the floor.
Helps if you have a big butt, you know?
And then, so even more advanced version would be adding a weight to either hand. Okay, that would be your more advanced version.
You call me out. Okay.
So sometimes too, what you could even do is do 3 sets. You know, do a more moderate version, then the more advanced, and then adding weight for the last one. Okay, doing as many reps as you can or 30 seconds. Okay. So for our second series, we're going to be doing a series of planks. So we'll be up into a nice high plank. Okay, so remember, it's real important that your wrists are under the shoulders. Always, you don't want to strain. Perfect form there. So we're just going to take and alternate each hand, tapping the front of the mat, left and right. So as you do this, you want to wiggle your hips as little as possible. Think about putting the hips parallel to the floor. That's perfect, okay? The less wiggle you have, the harder it will be. So you'll do that for 30 seconds. And then you're going to rest. And during your rest, you'll be doing a Superman. So Maxim's going to come flat on the ground. His arms are extended. His legs are behind him. The big thing here is keeping your chin tucked. See how he's looking at the floor? We want to do that. In class, we notice a lot of times students will crane their neck up to look at us. That's no good. We really want to keep our neck and spine in line. So that's the beginner version. If you want to do some more advanced version, you bring the elbows back, reset them straight, and then back down. That's perfect. Good. And one more like that. Excellent. So for our last variation of a plank, we'll be up into high plank. And we're going to just take our opposite hand to the opposite shoulder, alternating. So again, the real key here is to make sure that your wrist is under the shoulder and that you're not wiggling your hips too much. Perfect. And a couple more of that. Good. And go ahead and rest. So if you do that circuit a couple times a week, in between it with some cardio or some strength training, it's a good workout in itself. So thanks so much for joining us, and enjoy your ab workout.